Alright guys, this is Sean from Solis Review. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, all that clicking stuff. Thanks for joining us. We've got in the Guyver 1 from Prime 1. I just got it ordered through Sideshow. Been very excited for this piece for years and years and years. I have wanted this since before I was even collecting statues, so this is an exciting piece for me to have. He was always my favorite Guyver. And yeah, so let's break this down. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up. This piece has the standard Guyver unit base that all of the other Guyvers have come with. I'd say that the paint job is it's good on it. It's not the star of the show, but Prime 1 tends to do that with its bases. It's not comic accurate, manga or anime accurate to the design, but it gets the point across. The colors are a silver, so it kind of remains a subdued design, which tracks with what Prime 1 does. They always try and make the character or the scene, the diorama, into the main character of what they're trying to show you. Okay, so beyond that, looks like what he's standing on is supposed to be some sort of a rubble mixture beyond the big pieces. I don't know exactly what this would be. It's dark, almost dirt-like. There is multicolored to it. It's not really what your eye goes to. I think it works. Could they maybe have designed something that had more purpose to it? Possibly. I don't know. Maybe even more concrete would have maybe worked. But I like it still. Definitely. Okay, and then as we look here, we've got these massive concrete slabs, which, holy cow, I have never seen a base like this before. I mean, the closest that I'd ever had in size is gonna be my Darkness from PCS, but this is, it takes it to a whole new level, guys. This is huge. I do love the way it looks. It's just, it has so much going to it, and it's so big and jetting out and bold that, like, I like it. It is difficult to display this, guys, especially if you're trying to get it in some sort of a Besta or something like that. This is going to be a challenge. Its depth is huge. Its width is huge. Its height is huge. It is on the same level as all of my third scale. The statue is technically a quarter scale, but I've never seen a base like this. So yeah, you have to be ready to display this as a large third scale. The pieces all fit together really nicely for me. I've seen, like, on Alex's assembly video, some of the pieces in some parts of the unit were a little bit looser. Mine were really snug. I was really happy with it. The rebar was kind of annoying to get it in there, is because the colors aren't always labeled or visible, and matching it was a little weird. But now that I've got it in there and I've had it up for a couple of days to, like, let the statue soak in, actually, I don't know, I really like the look of them. Some people don't, but, you know, for me, I'm happy with it. Now let's see, we'll start with, as we move into the characters here, this is Gregel. He is one of the first zoonoids that you see in the anime. He's a strength, he's a bruiser, whatever class they call it, but he was really tough in the anime and very imposing, and it is a great character to have as a statue too. I mean, even if Guyver wasn't here, having a Gregel statue is really cool. It really connects me back to the anime. I love it. Oh, man. Okay, as we flip around here, I'll turn this around. You can see in the Guyver 1, in the back, you could see the, from what I've seen online, you could see the guts, like a hidden picture of where it was cut in half, kind of a thing. Here, you don't have that. Gregel is mixed into the rubble, mud thing, and really that's all you're going to see as far as that. The only wound that he has is the hole that goes through his entire body, which is awesome. But I believe that's the gravity gun from Guyver. The Gregel itself is awesome. I love the nails. It looks like it's a, it's kind of a light pass-through, see-through kind of a resin here. It stands out. They look high quality. The paint on Gregel itself is it's good. It's multi-layered. I'm seeing yellows. I'm seeing greens. I see contrast. I see shadow. I see design and wounds on him. I really like it. It looks in some light a little subdued, but again, Prime 1 focuses things towards their main character, which I'm totally cool with. I love what they've done with it. The face, probably hard to get on camera from that far away, but that is straight out of the anime and the manga too, and it looks amazing. Strong magnet, strong magnet. You can see a little bit of a seam there, but it's not bad. There is right on this side here where the arm connects to Gregel, there is a pretty substantial seam right along here where this piece fits in. You can see it if you're looking. I probably only really know about it or noticed it because I built it, but I don't know, it's there. The piece right here, as it connects to the base, interlocks in a really cool, interesting way. I've never seen a direction where it requests you to put in two pieces at the same time. And that was a challenge. That was unique, but very solid at the same time. Okay, moving up here, guys. Guyver himself. So it's the first Prime 1 statue I've ever received new, and this may be a common thing, but when I pulled out the legs and waist, I noticed they were wrapped and taped and foamed, and that was not easy to get that off. Some of them you could wrap your way out of it, but some of them, they just didn't have the tab to pull on it. You had to like very lightly cut that off. That seems super risky to me. I don't like doing that. I wish there was a better way for that to be, safety secured in the box. Also, while we're at it, the items that were in the box were wrapped in tissue wax paper, which all the other Guyvers, Guyver 1 and Guyver 0, they are in black silk wraps. And honestly, that felt like a step down for me. I mean, I love the piece, but half of the enjoyment is the aesthetic, like the pleasure when you get it and you pull it out, and I think it takes it to the next level. My Prime 1 Batman Arkham Knight, that came in the black wrap, silk wraps, and that just felt like high quality for my first Prime 1 piece. Paint job on Guyver 1 is dark. I did not have too much paint problems on him. I noticed on one part on the back of his calf there's a slight rub that may have come from the tissue paper. I don't know for sure, but it's not enough to have a problem. There is complexity to the color of Guyver 3. There's some purples, there's some blacks. I love the musculature that's in between the armor segments. It's a great reddish purple. The color is a lot more subdued on this one than Guyver 1. I think it was the exact same way in most of the anime. They probably made it a little more purple in the anime, which could have been cool to see, but maybe would have taken away something of realism and gone more towards anime. This is a nice bridge for me in between realism and anime. I've read some of the manga. I've not read everything of the manga, but I'm mostly an anime fan, and also I love the movies. Okay, let's see here. So the statue itself connects from the waist up to the shoulder chest piece here, and that fits really strongly, really nicely. Now, what I would say though is from photos of the Guyver 1 that I've seen, you could remove and swap out the head from Guyver 1 because there's a different alternate portrait for the Ultimate Edition where it's pulling off part of its mask for show. For both of the bust and both top parts for the upper torso, it's the exact same head sculpt completely. The horn is removable, but there's no difference in between the two. I felt like that might have been a lost opportunity. Not that the character did the same kind of an open thing in the TV show, but something different, and the ability to swap heads would have been, I think, exciting. Blades go in super easy. It's a different system than I've ever seen because some of the magnets are polarized, like they'll push out versus push in or pull in. I think that made things pretty easy to understand where they go. I honestly don't know that I will ever display the Guyver with short blades. I just love it too much with them long. There are so many arm options. It took me a while to figure out exactly how I wanted to display it. We've got 2 arms down, we've got 2 arms up, we've got 1 left arm that goes up, we've got the folded arm torso. So, wow, so many options. You cannot put the long blades easily on the folded arm torso. It looks weird, and some of the blade holes reject the long ones no matter which one you do, and they don't have room for you to display all of them. That makes sense. It looked a little weird with the blades on when it was doing the folded arm, but I don't know, just something I noticed. The face looks dead on for exactly from the anime, from the manga. I love it. It's such an emotional piece for me because, God, I watched Guyver a million times when I was growing up. Let's see. The base was a great idea. I'm glad I did the base. Even though I'm not going to display with the folded arm most of the time, me being the collector I am, I knew I had to have it. One thing I did notice that was kind of weird, kind of interesting, was their choice for the base seems to be so far exactly the same as the Guyver 1 base. The Guyver tendony parts are the purplish color that come from Guyver 1 instead of the reddish parts that are on him for his muscle tone. So I think that might have been, I don't know if I want to say a bad choice, but not going the extra mile that could have happened if they had themed it for Guyver 3 with the red. Also, the blue of the actual Guyver unit is from Guyver 1, not Guyver 3. So, yeah, I feel like it's just like with the tissue paper, maybe a downgrade from what I've heard. I will be receiving Guyver 1 later this week. I am extremely excited to see the level of quality that everyone has talked about for it. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. So there is a lot of sets of blades. I mean, he has 2 on each arm, and they make sure you've got enough. You've got these shorts, longs, the longs that he's got there. I believe the extra longs are for his other arm if you wanted to have that option. I'll show you. Just let's see, it won't let me put into that one, but will it let me for this one? Oh, backwards. That would do it. So there you go. It looks great. They're strong. Feels good. Feels good, man. Okay, so we've talked about paint job. I think the poses are great. I mean, it's a real, I guess you would say probably a museum pose, but the way that they do the diorama and everything else, it totally makes it feel like you're in a scene, and that's something that Prime 1 does that's amazing, I think. Yep, I believe that's probably everything I've got on it. Please let me know in the comments anything question-wise you have, any thoughts you have. I believe the height on it is 32 inches tall. Can't remember the depth, but if I remember right from the guess, it's like 17 or 18 inches. I'm gonna start in future reviews probably measuring these out. Yep. Well, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate your time. Please, again, let me know anything in the comments, and I'll get back to you. This is Sean. Talk to you later. Yeah, the hole in the bag.
I don't even want to stick my hand up it.
Okay.
It's disgusting.
What do you like about it?
What I like about it is like the blades.
You like all the blades?
The blades, but the thing I don't like about it is the nails look like they're rotten. I don't like it.
Well, he is a monster.
I really like the detail on the Guyver and stuff. It's really cool.